seeing things pretty well.
You're only a sophomore, but do you feel like your role is more of a leader this year coming into this season because you're going to be, possibly probably a starting middle linebacker?
Definitely. I feel like, that's sort of an expectation. That's an expectation I have for myself. I played last year considerably more than a lot of my classmates or guys my age, and so if that helps me, or if I can help bring other people or get them to a point where they've played a lot and they have some games under their belt, that'd be awesome.
You gotten bigger?
Yeah, since season I put on probably 6 or 7 pounds. So
are you at where you want to be, or are you trying to put on a little more?
4 pounds to go would be my goal right now.
Okay.
Where I want to play at.
When you talk about being a leader, does it matter if you're a sophomore, junior, whatever? Is it just a person have it naturally?
Yeah, I'd say it doesn't really matter. I mean, there's people who are natural leaders. Being a leader is, more you block out, the more it just becomes like that. So, Coach Doyle says you got to lead yourself before you can lead everybody else. If you lead yourself, you do that. In and of itself, you are a leader. So I think that's the biggest thing. Once they start winning the stripes, and you got to go over the top.
Is it tough to earn those stripes and earn that, that role, I guess, from your teammates?
I don't think it's tough. I just think it takes time. You got to prove that you follow the formula when you're under duress, things like that. I'd say for the most part, guys, earn the respect of their teammates or not earned it. Do that through the first 2 years. So there's not really a magic formula. It's just we work out together, and we improve together, and get that bond.
Do you have higher expectations than probably a lot of just normal people have of you for yourself? Do you have high expectations of yourself?
Yeah, I'd say I have high expectations for myself. That's part of what motivates me. If I base my performance or my worth off of other people's expectations for myself, that's not really healthy. So try to have high expectations for myself and hold myself to standards.
The linebacking core this year, it looks like you, Tyler, probably maybe the more mainstays coming back, and you got kind of an open spot. How would you describe the linebacking core this year coming into it as far as maybe different than last year?
Last year they were pretty much set in stone who it was going to be. This year it's probably not as clear, and things are going to filter out in camp, who are going to be those 3 guys. But I think that what camp is going to do is it's going to put the best 3 guys out there, whoever those guys may be, and fans are going to know, and people are going to know that that crew out there they see the first week is the best crew we have.
When you ran out on the Kinnick for the first time as a freshman, was it everything you thought it would be?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was exciting. The ground was rumbling and everybody was screaming, so it was a cool feeling.
If you remember your first tackle?
I do not.
What's the main thing that stood out from you last year? Just your personal play, the kind of one thing that stood out from you.
I mean, if we're focused, strictly on my play, I felt like, I was a little bit of an Energizer bunny. I felt like, what I lacked in experience, I made up for in effort. There's kind of the adage, if you're going to make a mistake, do it going 110% or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like I can say, all the mistakes I made, I made them very well. I gave great effort on those mistakes. So.
Do the coaches point those mistakes out to you in film?
Yep, every day.
What was your reaction when you saw that Norm said that you should be on a Wheaties box someday, or
it's a nice compliment. I mean, he's sort of known for saying outlandish things, so take it with a grain of salt. I'd rather be on the cover of Sports Illustrated than a Wheaties box or something like that. But it was a nice compliment. I appreciate it.
Where did the drawing thing come about?
The drawing.
Yeah.
As far as just my hobbies.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it when I was a little kid and I always liked it. And, now I do it sparingly when I get a chance. Took an art class and enjoyed it. So, I mean, yeah.
And you want to end up in law somehow, your dad was saying?
Yeah, that's kind of, nothing's really set in stone, but, that's kind of where I'm leaning right now. It looks interesting to me and it's something I'd like to explore at this point.
So how do you make the dean's list and become a leader on the football team, not just a leader, but a leader as a freshman, and you're out there calling the signals and everything. How do you have time to do all that stuff to get your academic stuff?
Yeah, it's work, about it. Somebody told me once, and I always tell people, it's hard to be, the best football player, the best student, and then, be the coolest guy on campus, or, the best in this video game or that. So, you know, I made my choices, and you know, things are working out. But you know, some things take a hit, and you know, every day is, you know, I wouldn't say a struggle, but every day you kind of have to plan things out. You know, stick to your plan, I guess.
Does that include maybe being more vocal if needed to be this season?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's part of it. You know, just having the confidence in yourself that you know you're sure about what you're saying, as opposed to, you know, maybe your first start, you're not quite sure this is what's going on, and that comes with time. You know, just absolutely knowing, having the confidence to know, you know, we'll live and die by, you know, the middle linebacker's call, and you know, if I mess up, I mess up. I'm prepared to deal with those consequences, but you know, there can't be any, for lack of a better word, fear or, you know, doubt or anything like that. So I'd say, yeah, I feel more comfortable in vocally as well.
You mentioned basically the pre-snap reads, again, not just quarterbacks, but you. How much time? Just take us through that. Obviously, a lot of time in the film room, pre-week. You see tendencies. I mean, what goes into making a pre-snap call?
Well, you gotta understand, you know, teams aren't always running the different formations, so we have different calls for different formations, and I won't get too specific, but you know, very rarely are they gonna run the same formation twice, so that's gonna have an effect on how we line up. And then out of certain formations, they like to run certain plays. You know, out of certain down and distances, they like to run certain plays or formations. So we have calls that are put in, you know, that equip us, or you know, give us the ability to play defense more effectively, given, you know, their tendencies. So those are all things that, you know, Coach Parker's thinking about, and then he has to relay that to Coach Wilson, who then has to get it to me, who I have to get to everybody else on the field. So that's sort of, you know, the basic premise of defense. You know, it's not just, you know, play defense, line up, you got this guy, you got that guy. You know, I wish it were that simple.
You guys ran some different things in the Insight Bowl, you know, some 4 linebacker stuff, some different looks. Do you feel like you guys may do more of that this year, or was that just the case of that's the best way to match up with Missouri?
I think that's what our coaches felt. You know, I'd say that, you know, they're going to look at things on a game-by-game basis, and, you know, what's going to allow us to win this game, take it one game at a time. You know, we run a 4-3. I think that's what they'd like to run. You know, I think we like to stay as close to that element as we possibly can, and, you know, if we diverse from that, it's not necessarily a bad thing. So.
Thanks, James.